Hi everyone. So unfortunately I don't sound normal yet, but I will say that I have been feeling normal-ish for mostly the entire day. The main times where I have issues is when I'm sleeping. Anytime I'm horizontal, it tends to make the coughing come out really strong and more frequent, which is why sleeping is still a little difficult. Last night I couldn't fall asleep very easily, and I ended up taking NyQuil, which didn't put me to sleep as quick as I thought. But anyways, today, Dota 2 Major has started, so there are games on right now. I think the last best of 3 is on, so I'm going to watch that. And after that, I'm gonna go for a joyride because it's high 77 today, sunny, and I feel like these past few months I haven't thought about riding much at all because the weather is too cold. So now that it's finally warming up, I kind of realized that I'm not even thinking about riding much. Like yesterday, I rode in during lunch, but in the morning I didn't even think about it, and I was just surprised about it because when I was driving in, I was like, wow, the weather is amazing. Why didn't I decide to ride in? So I'm really excited to go for a joyride today because it's been a while. I need to eat something. So I'm gonna eat this. I remember the first time when I showed this, I was complaining about the size, right? But I feel like, I don't know if I got a bad batch or something, but the later ones that I tried actually had a fair amount of these squares in them, and I still don't really view this as a meal, but maybe something to tide me over because I don't really have anything to eat to make. I've been buying out a lot, which I want to kind of cool down on, so I bought groceries today. So my counter is extremely messy, I know. But I got my groceries earlier, and what I don't understand, and maybe it's just everyone's different, but I am usually not very fond of receiving my vegetables and fruits. Well, let's say both. Not in those bags they provide you in the store. So sometimes they just put them in the bag itself like this, which always surprises me because the bags are there in the grocery store for a reason, and I just can't imagine putting produce straight up in the basket or the shopping cart as is. So even though I think my order is mostly good, they didn't forget anything. So just to kind of show, these are Atolfo mangoes, and the main reason I knew about them was because when I was in New Jersey, I often bought these from the Korean supermarket, and they were very sweet and really good. I've got a carrot. I also have, this is zucchini squash. Then here, cantaloupe. And then cucumber. And then the cabbage right here. Romaine lettuce. This is a pear. I also have another pear right here. And then this is a regular organic red mango. So I have been trying to incorporate a salad into my meals again. I guess the thing is that when it comes to salads, I don't find them as appetizing when I make them myself at home compared to buying them out, which is why I haven't eaten them in a while. But I also feel like they're a pretty fast meal to make. So I was just gonna eat it with the lettuce, the carrot, the cucumber. I have croutons, and I also bought some cherry tomatoes. So I can eat that sometime later. I think the match is gonna start soon. Right now, looks like the draft is already over, but I really wanted to take some time to talk about my Montana trip because I finally decided to book it. And originally I was gonna wait a little bit longer before I did do it because I just tend to view that trip as being so far into the future I don't need to do it yet. Realistically, I always plan to take that trip in May, and that is literally just 2 months away. And I get Memorial Day off, which is the 27th, and it's a Monday, so my plan was always to use that holiday either as the beginning or end of my trip. I feel like everything generally turned out pretty good in terms of what I booked and what I planned to do. So originally, I always viewed it as I'll just be in Montana for a week. But a couple weeks ago, I saw this picture. I subscribed to the subreddit called Earth Porn, and basically it's people posting pictures of different places on Earth that are really beautiful. So you see a lot of national parks on there, you see waterfalls, you see mountains, you see lakes. It's just so beautiful, the different types of pictures people take. And I saw this one picture for Grand Teton National Park, and I thought the picture was so beautiful and amazing, and I was curious because I had never heard of it, so I looked it up. It turns out that this national park is actually kind of along the way to Montana. So once I realized that, I was thinking, you know what? Originally, I was planning to hopefully drive nonstop to Montana, but that is very optimistic. So going from my house to Grand Teton would take 15 hours, and I was thinking that that would be a perfect way to break up my drive by going there first. So I decided to stay in that area. I'm staying in this place called Victor, which I think is hilarious because that's my brother's name. And I'm gonna be there for 3 nights. Unfortunately, for most national parks, you can't bring pets. So this was a decision I made just for myself because you guys know every time I go hiking, every time I do my road trips, the focus is me and her doing everything together. But I have always loved these pictures of these national parks, and I would love to see it for myself. So whenever I think about going to Zion when I was in Utah, I am a little bit regretful that I decided to do that one with her, which feels weird to say because I really loved the pictures and the videos that I took of her there. But every time I see pictures of Zion through the subreddit, I just think, you know what, I need to go back there again, but I can't bring her because I want to have the freedom to explore every aspect of the park. And honestly, my trip to Utah was way too short. 2 nights is nothing because 1 night is me arriving and sleeping. So I basically spent my 1 day in Utah. I drove 8 hours to spend 1 day in Utah, and I'm a little disappointed about that. So I will definitely have to go back. But anyways, 3 nights in Grand Teton area in Victor. I'm pretty sure I won't spend 3 days in the park, maybe 2 days, and then I can probably spend a day doing something with her. But then after that, I am going to Montana. Originally, when it came to Montana, I wanted to stay in Darby because that is where they filmed Yellowstone, the TV show with Kevin Costner that I watched. And scenery there is beautiful. The ranch that they film on is actually located there, and I was thinking of visiting there to see it for myself, but I don't really know how that's gonna work out because I emailed them and never got a response, so that might not be something I do. But I wanted to go there, and I also saw that there was another national park there, Helena, Lewis and Clark, or something like that. And the pictures that I saw were freaking gorgeous, so I knew I needed to go there too. But Helena is 3 hours away from Darby, so I was thinking, am I gonna stay in 3 places on this trip? Because I really wanna hit those 2 places since I'm making my drive over. I was actually able to find an Airbnb in between those 2 places, so I guess it's nearly smack dab in the middle, about 1.5 hours to Darby, and then about 1.20 hours to Helena, which I find perfect. So the house I found is actually humongous. It's 3,600 square feet, but since I am making the drive all the way over there, I wanted to make sure that I am getting everything that I wanted on my trip. I knew I wanted to stay somewhere where I had a lot of land to myself. That way, if I don't feel like hiking, I can at least explore my own land and still feel like I am doing something new, seeing new stuff, and also at the same time appreciating the landscape, the land, the nature, all of it. And that's usually my plan and goal for my road trips. I basically want to go places where I can see nature and appreciate it. So the place I'm staying looks to be really great for that. So overall, my plan is to leave on Friday, May 17th, and then take 1 day and drive to Victor, Idaho. And I will be staying there from the 18th to the 21st. And then from there, it should be about a 5-hour drive to Phillipsburg, Montana, which is where I will be staying for 5 nights, I think, 21st to the 26th. And then I get Memorial Day off on Monday, and then just take 2 days driving, maybe 3 days if I need it, but hopefully not. This was a trip that I was thinking of doing and I felt confident I was gonna do, but I also felt like maybe, given financial situations, I might not be able to do. But even though things didn't quite turn out like I thought they would, where I would be able to pay off all of my debt with my bonus and my tax return because of Riley's super expensive procedure costing $1,815, I still wanted to go through with it though, because I'm trying to view it as, even though it sucks to not pay off the debt now, I will make it work while still at the same time going on these trips and making sure that I do the stuff that I would really like to do. So I don't take these trips very often. I wouldn't really plan on going anywhere anytime this year unless it was closer to December again. And maybe I will, and hopefully try to book earlier and get that freaking Christmas time where I get my week off. But aside from that, I get to go to New Mexico and Montana next month. It has been a while, and I feel like she has recovered well enough that I want her to start wearing the e-collar again. Oh, okay. So yeah, since it's been several weeks, I will need to shave her down again because her hair is growing back for sure. So what I've started to do, even though I didn't really have a problem with it in the past, I've been starting to stop it. I get a lot of free snacks from the place that sends me my food because I order like $200 at once, so they give it to me as a free treat or something. So this one is just some cookie treat that I have been giving to her after shaving her every time, just to kind of reward her for making my shaving not too difficult. So right now I just kind of want to see if I could find the last location I shaved so it won't be as difficult to just use the same place again. Okay, I think I found it. Yeah, it's definitely this area. Wow, I'm surprised I found it. Gotta make sure all the hair around it is gone. Oh gosh, my hand is feeling so weird after all that vibration. Okay, so here is just what it looks like. That's usually a small little square that I shave. And I just try to make sure, oh, it's not clear because my hand is there. See, just like that. And I usually do that because I need to make sure that there's very little hair in the way to make sure she feels the sensation. But it would be a little crazy if I shaved her all the way down where there's so much pink showing. So that's the best I can do. And now we will put back on the e-collar after I give her the treat. Alright, cute. He did such a good job. Okay. Go ahead. Brush off her hair. Okay. That's my good girl. Oh shoot, you just scratched my leg. Okay. Just got back from walking her, and it's actually pretty hot outside. It's like close to 80 degrees today. So couldn't go that much further, otherwise she would be overly hot. But it's nice to see her without the cone. I am just about to go for a joyride, so I will most likely put the cone back on just in case. I don't want to be stupid and risk it just in case. It's still a little bit too early, even though it mostly looks pretty good. So let's see. I was thinking of going to Santa Isabel. I know I've always gone there, but today seems like a pie day to me. It's a couple days after Pie Day, so I must go for pie. But aside from that, I haven't finished writing my letter to Shane yet. So I feel like sitting on a picnic bench and writing it sounds really nice while eating some pie, while feeling the breeze. So I'll probably do that. Maybe I'll read a little bit more of The Last Guardian on my phone because I haven't read in a day, but it's just because I have been watching Dota or playing auto chess, so I just need to fit that in. But I should start putting on my gear and heading out because it's past 3 o'clock already, and this ride takes an hour to get there, so I can't stall too long before the sun goes down. But I just really want to get out and do stuff because I have been feeling really tired, which makes sense. I've been sleeping like crap. Earlier during the last game, I was falling asleep on my couch, and I even went into my room briefly to try to nap for a little bit, but it didn't work out. It really sucks. The coughing just gets so strong and it disrupts me from sleeping. Plus, my throat just feels very dry and it sucks. But, alright, let's put her cone head back on. Puppers. We gotta put this back on you. Okay. Hi, my baby. Hi, my cutes. I know. You need your rest. Hi, cutes. She'll get to rest in my room. That's the good thing. That is the good thing. Alrighty, we put this back on you. I know, it sucks. Good girl. Where's your other ear? There it is. I feel like I need to make sure it's tight, otherwise it might sag and be bothersome for her. Okay, I also need to make sure I bring some water. Without a doubt, we'll become thirsty because of heat. Okay. So I've had this water bottle for about a month now, I'd say. And I definitely will say I really like it because it makes me feel like I have been drinking more water. It has also been very easy to drink water because all I do is go fill it up in the sink and I'm good to go. I just wait a couple seconds for it to clean it. And I really do love this bottle. Honestly, the battery on this hasn't been a concern for me because I sit at my computer a lot, right? And that's where I have my USB cord. So if I ever need to, I can just leave this open on my desk while I sip it, and then I can just take this cap off and charge it in the meantime. So that's always so convenient for me that I just doubt I will have an issue with the battery life and being like, oh, this freaking product promised me 2 months of battery life. I mean, I do go for a while without charging it, weeks for sure, and it has been fine for me. I do wash it every few days as well as this inside area, and then I also wash this cap inside area while doing all of that because of the fact that the UVC light doesn't get to those areas. But that is very easy to clean, so let me put this in my backpack so we have everything ready to go. So yeah, I got my water bottle, I got my hairbrush because my hair always turns out like shit after I ride. Got my wallet, I got my notepad so I can write, and then be good. Alrighty, first up we have my heat gear. And even though it is very nice out today, I do think that I will leave the heat gear on while riding over because there will be highway time, there will be a little bit of climb and elevation, which always makes it cooler, so I need to make sure. I always get optimistic that, oh yeah, I can handle the cold, when really it's not fun, so might as well just always try to be warm. I also need to clean my helmet a little bit. I don't know if this is stupid to use some multi-surface cleaner spray. I'm only gonna use a little bit, okay? Because my visor, I coughed in it the other day while riding because of my bronchitis, so likely I will cough in it again today, but just to disinfect, I will wipe it with some surface cleaner. I think that should be fine. And then I'll wipe it off with water. Something that I tend to not be prepared for when riding is bugs dying on my windshield. And it's just that I don't carry, you know, those little pack of tissues that people tend to carry in their purse or in their bag or wherever the fuck they carry it. I don't have those. But honestly, by the time I stop riding and can wipe it off, sometimes the bug's body kind of hardens to my windshield, so it's not super easy to get off, but hopefully today I won't have that issue. Oh, I don't like how stuffy it feels with both jackets on. Sometimes it does feel really tight. Oh, and the freaking elbow pad over here sometimes moves up my arm and then it kind of sits uncomfortably, so I need to shift it a little bit. This isn't necessarily me just trying to think of more things to spend my money on. I once in a while get tempted to buy a new jacket. Obviously, that's not something I will do anytime soon because it's not something I really need. I guess for ideal situations, I do feel like this jacket is a little tight. It definitely doesn't leave a lot of room for other stuff if I have a jacket underneath, and I don't like the feeling very much. I know motorcycle gear tends to be tight like that, but I feel like if I went up a size, it would just feel slightly better. And honestly, I feel like as I'm growing or getting older, I'm underestimating my size. So I've always been like, oh yeah, I'm a very small person. I will always buy the smallest size. Whereas a small compared to an extra small might actually fit me better in a looser, more comfortable way. So this jacket is a little tight, especially with my heat gear on, and it kind of sucks at times. But now I will put on my helmet because I just want to go outside and hop on my bike and ride. I don't want to put it on outside. Plus, for me, I tend to forget to strap this sometimes. So when I do that, that really sucks on the highway because this thing ends up going like this. And it flaps like crazy and it keeps hitting my helmet and it's so noisy. So I need to make sure I do it now. I also just charged my Bluetooth a little bit for my music. Okay, I think I'm pretty much good to go. So I'm gonna head out and I will see you guys there. Alrighty, I am here. The lovely Julian Pie Company. Oh, cannot wait to eat. The ride here was actually not bad. Although I got chilly towards the end, so it's really nice to stop riding and let the heat do its work. The line was really freaking long, but I finally got my pie, and I got my water, I got my paper, and I got this to look at, which might not seem like much, but it makes me very happy. But time to dig in. Actually, they didn't have the pie I normally get, which is peach apple crumb, which made me sad, so I got this caramel Dutch apple pie, which should be just as good, and it's got ice cream, vanilla topping. I normally don't get it, but I was like, fuck it, I'll get some topping because I didn't get the pie that I wanted. I started writing a little bit already, right here. So, let us continue. Look at how pretty that looks. So at least right now, it's feeling really nice, but it is also kind of windy at times. So I'm a little bit chilly, which makes it really hard for me to enjoy staying here for too long. I wrote a little bit more, but I think I might just finish the rest at home because I feel kind of out of my element here writing, and then the wind is blowing like crazy, My hair is getting my face, and then it's a little bit chilly, so I'll finish at home. But at least right now, sitting in the sunlight, directly in the sunlight, it's like right there. So I'll probably sit here for a little longer. Maybe I'll read. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Do some stretching before my spinning. But yeah, just got back from a walk with puppers. It's gorgeous outside. I feel like we're gonna get a string of really nice weather. The unfortunate thing is that I wanted to see if her wound has healed enough for her to not wear the cone. So last night I just let her sleep in the crate. I guess in a sense I'm kind of really eager to go back to how things were, but that was a mistake because right now her wound is looking a little irritated and it's red, and it's because she has been messing with it, so I'm not gonna do it anymore. I will probably try to go until Wednesday for the 3rd week of healing, and then we'll see how it goes. It doesn't look so great right now. Right now is the Dota 2 match before VP series, so I figured might as well spin while watching, and then I need to provide full focus during VP. You know what I really don't understand about bikes and spinning? I don't understand why the seat is so small. I always notice how much I hate these seats every time I sit on a bike, and I feel like I am barely sitting on it. I'm like sliding off, I feel like I barely fit on it, and I'm a small person, so I don't understand. But I know that bikers wear biking shorts where there's like ass padding and all of that, but I just am confused why they can't just make the seat much better and comfortable so you don't have to wear padding on your ass. I think anytime with cardio, I just think about it too much. I allow my mind to focus on the cardio too much and how it feels annoying, like, oh, I'm out of breath, or uncomfortable compared to relaxing on the couch. So you just feel like, oh, I want to stop doing this. But I usually just set a timer for 30 minutes, and I just do it for 30 minutes. I pretty much go at this pace the whole time, but I try to make sure I keep my core engaged. And sometimes I'll do like, whoa, or I'll do stretch upwards, or I'll do these, just to kind of work different parts of my body outside of just this area. But I do notice myself getting hot pretty quickly, like I am now. And it's nice to feel like I'm multitasking because I get to watch while doing some good exercise. Whereas normally if I do my floor exercises while watching, I definitely have to sacrifice a little bit of focus in order to do that, but for this I don't have to. I would like to tone this down by the time I go to Montana, and that's only 2 months, so that's probably way too optimistic. I doubt that will happen, but I also am already skinny, so maybe since I feel like I am halfway there, it might not take as long as I might think if I'm super rigid with my diet, but we all know how bad I am about my diet. I don't know, I just like to live. Right now it is EG, American team, versus Keen Gaming, the Chinese team. And Keen Gaming actually did a pretty nice turnaround last game where they managed to win. What the hell? I put a new litter and Milo is using it like a freaking sandbox. You're so gross, Milo. That's where you take a dump and you take a piss. And it's not even that clean. Milo. Are you? So, let me focus on it. Oh, there we go. So, it does look a little red still. I'm a bad mom. I just wanted to see if I could trust her because I guess ooh, last night I didn't have the cone on her and she didn't really seem to have particular interest in the wound, but I guess last night I also feel like I heard her munching on something, which was unfortunate. But it could have been her leg. It could have been other parts. Sometimes she likes to... Right there. Ah, there we go. I was thinking I kind of wanted to go out also today to maybe Del Mar and walk her, but now that I think about it, I don't really know because they did actually recommend me not to walk her lately because of the wound, and since she fucked it up and I allowed her to fuck it up, maybe we'll just stay home today. I still feel like I'm lacking sleep. I slept till 9 today, which I find a little late because I normally sleep pretty late until like noon or something, especially because I went to bed at 2. But I also napped for 3 hours yesterday after my ride. So kind of really up and down, back and forth. Yeah, I just kind of feel like I want to enjoy it. I was considering doing another joyride, but that might be too tiring for me. I'm a weak sauce when it comes to riding too long. Ew, she's like burrowing her face in her vagina. Oh, cutie pups. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Aww, oh. Oh.